Ben, this is the most important question of the bluegrass. Who exactly is Scoobie Quando?
Scoobie Quando. I thought it was named after the cartoon, but it's actually, Andrew said that it was based on his dad singing in the shower. He used to sing some like sing-songy like lyric or something, and it sounded like Scoobie Quando, so that's what the name came from.
Yeah.
So I guess it's not a who, it's a what.
You're taking the Rich Strike, sort of a Rich Strike path to the Derby.
Yeah.
Horses that stabled in Kentucky all winter and raced at least once at Turfway Park. Just talk about both horses going into the bluegrass.
Well, yeah, I mean, you know, obviously Cain, he's kind of had a non-traditional route to the Derby. He's gone to Louisiana, to Turfway, to Aqueduct, but you know, he's done everything right and come out of the Gotham in real good shape, and you know, we'll take back and make that one run like he likes to do, and hopefully there'll be some pace in the race for him. But he's doing super, and we're excited to run. Obviously, Scoobie Quando is a whole different, you know, he's never been on dirt in a race. He's worked here on it and worked very impressively in his last work. And Luan was on him, and when we got off, he's like, man, I think he's better on the dirt. So, you know, hopefully that's the case. And he can work out a trip. I don't think he'll be as farther back. I think he'll kind of be stalking. Hopefully he got himself a little too far back at Turfway in the last, you know, the last race he ran in up there, and you know, kind of got shuffled back, and I think he was almost last turning for home. He came with the big kick, so I think he does have a big kick, but hopefully he can use his kick, you know, kind of, and not have to be making up so much ground when he's kicking.
Was it a hard decision to stay home with raising Cain instead of going back for the Wood Memorial?
We discussed it, and we weren't going to be able to get Lascano because he was going to ride Linda Rice, so we were going to be still looking for a jockey. And it was a big, you know, jockeys are all over the place that day with all the big stakes. So we could get Rosario here, so that was a big kind of reason to stay here. And looking at the races, I mean, maybe if you really were splitting hairs, you'd say the Wood's tougher, but it's not like one's that much tougher. I was thinking if the Wood, like if we were going to be, you know, 2-1 in the Wood and 7-1 in the Bluegrass, we might go to the Wood. But I think we were 9-2 on the morning line here. Probably would have been similar, maybe even longer price in the Wood than that. So it was, I mean, it was a decision, but I wouldn't say it was it was going to be a difficult decision to make us leave home to go run, you know, 4 weeks before the biggest race of the year.
Same owners for both horses. They've been with you for a while? Are those new clients?
They are fairly new clients. This is the third year we've had horses together, and you know, it's kind of built slowly from there. And obviously, this is, you know, now he's bearing the fruits of you know, he's invested. You know, he's heavily invested in the business, and he's having some fun now, and that's what it's all about.
And what would you have to see in the Bluegrass for these horses to go on to Churchill Downs?
Well, obviously, you know, Cain's kind of a different story. You know, he's probably got the points to get in. I mean, obviously, we're looking for a good race and hopefully a winning race. But, you know, he kind of just needs to kind of make a good effort and kind of get on to the next kind of race. Obviously, Scoobie's kind of up against it with the points, so he's going to have to probably be first or second to continue on to the Derby. But that's fine, because if he does, then he goes on to the Derby. He deserves to be in the Derby. If he's not first or second in the Bluegrass, he probably wouldn't want to run in the Derby anyway. So we'll look for something else down the road for him if he doesn't happen to qualify for the Derby. But, you know, I think it's well within him to have a really good race in him. And, you know, it's a wide open race, and I think, you know, everybody's got a chance. So.
Well, you say everybody has a chance. Does it give you confidence, again, that Rich Strike last year that had to draw in literally last minute off the AE list and ran in the Gun Runner like Raising Cain did, and then ran back in the Leonidas at Turfway?
Well, I think it gives confidence for Raise Cain for the Derby because he's so seasoned. Like, you know, all the things that he's done. I mean, Rich Strike kind of obviously, you know, had a workman-like path to the Derby. You know, he kind of was knocking on the door every time, and then it took kind of a, you know, crazy pace scenario for him to break through. But I mean, that's kind of what, you know, could potentially happen with Raise Cain too. You know, I mean, he's improving at the right time, so that's all you can hope for.
Never had a runner in the Kentucky Derby.
No.
I mean, how big would it be? How much are you thinking about it?
You know, I'm not really thinking about it at all. I mean, you know, obviously it's in the back of my mind, but I'm trying not to get too far ahead of ourselves in this business, as you know. I mean, you don't know what's around the corner, so we're just worried about Saturday or you know, tomorrow and every day. You know, after that, you know, if they're doing good, and just trying to take it day by day and get them to the races in all good shape. But no, it'd be amazing. I'll let myself think about it a little bit more after Saturday if it happens. But you know, I mean, it would be unbelievable to you know, even just having a horse that's this in the conversation, or two horses that are in the conversation this late in the game is exciting.
And finally, what do you make of the field for the Bluegrass? Let's start with Tappet Trice, the favorite.
Look, he's done nothing wrong. Obviously, the one hole, I mean, they probably didn't want to draw there, but he's a nice horse, and I mean, you got to respect him. I mean, I think it's a really, I mean, I guess he's obviously the deserving favorite, but I mean, it's a pretty wide open race. It's like they're all kind of that, they've all run, a lot of them have run 90 buyers, high 80 buyers, so they're all, it's kind of whoever pops in this race is probably going to be the winner, but they're all kind of all sitting there together.